Well, he was standing in a country where free speech was weaponized to conduct a genocide. And he met with the head of a political party that has far-right views and some historic ties to extreme groups. The context of that was changing the tone of it. And you know that the censorship was specifically about the right.
No, I have to disagree with you. Free speech was not used to conduct a genocide. The genocide was conducted by an authoritarian Nazi regime that happened to also be genocidal because they hated Jews and they hated minorities and they hated those that they had a list of people they hated, but primarily the Jews. There was no free speech in Nazi Germany. There was none. There was also no opposition in Nazi Germany. They were a sole and only party that governed that country. So that's not an accurate reflection of history.
Now, look, the US Vice President Vance says that free speech in the UK is in retreat. This is the speech he gave.
The threat that I worry the most about vis-a-vis Europe is not Russia, it's not China, it's not any other external actor. And what I worry about is the threat from within, the retreat of Europe from some of its most fundamental values, values shared with the United States of America. In Britain and across Europe, free speech, I fear, is in retreat.
I thought he made some very interesting comments there, Tom. But in terms of the UK, I mean, it was only a week or so ago when a person in Manchester was arrested for burning a Quran. Is free speech dead in the UK? Is JD Vance right?
It's certainly in retreat, and I wish it didn't take the American Vice President to point it out, but that is the world that we live in. JD Vance is absolutely right about all of this. We've had people being arrested for Quran burnings recently. As you say, a survey from a few years ago found that 9 people a day were being arrested in England and Wales for posting offensive things on the internet. We even have school children who have been issued with these non-crime hate incidents for calling each other names on the playground. If that's not a free speech crisis, I don't really know what is. And it's particularly sinister in this country because, as we've seen in many other countries as well, at the same time as we've got people having their collars felt by the police for things that they say and sound off about on the internet, petty crime, violent crime is going even unpunished or underpunished. You know, you're very unlikely to get a policeman to attend in the UK if your house has been burgled, if you've been burgled by someone. But if you tell them they misgendered you on the way out, they're probably going to send the SWAT team around in about 5 minutes. It's completely absurd. And I'm glad JD Vance has pointed it out. The question is whether or not our own political leaders will take any of this on board.